All right, good morning, everyone. I see we still have some folks here joining us today. So thank you all again for joining the Endeavor Health Virtual Job Fair today. If you could please, a few things as far as housekeeping is concerned, if you could just make sure that you keep yourselves muted during this first portion of the presentation when Endeavor, of course, is going over kind of the informational piece of their presentation, if you will, that would be very much appreciated. Just know, once we get through the more informational side of things, we will have a breakout room session where you will be able to meet with the recruiters that we have on the call. You'll be able to unmute yourself, turn your cameras on, etc. Just to give you an overview of what the session will look like here today, again, Endeavor Health will be giving a brief presentation or informational overview, if you will, about their organization and the positions that they currently have available. After that, we have folks on the line from the Healthcare Sector Center who will be giving a brief presentation on services and wraparound services, if you will, that are provided by their organization as well. And then we'll head directly into those breakout rooms for approximately 30 to 40 minutes or so based on how much time we have left in the session. So without further ado, I believe Tricia for Endeavor Health will be presenting today. Tricia, feel free to take things away.
Great. Thank you so much, Daniel. So a little bit about us. Next slide, please. So I'm going to go over a little bit about Endeavor Health and then go over some of the awards that we have received. And then also our community impact, and then lastly, how to apply. Next slide, please. So a little bit about us. We are committed to delivering convenient access to pioneering world-class care combined with a seamless personal experience every patient, every time. We're based in communities where our patients and team members call home, and we strive to be the nation's best example of vibrant community-connected healthcare. So a little bit about the beliefs that drive our actions. The Endeavor Health mission, values, vision, and values represent who we are, how we provide care, and our commitment to the communities we serve. These are the principles that guide every action every day. Our mission is to help everyone in our communities be their best. Our vision is safe, seamless, and personal, every person, every time. Next slide, please. So this is just a little bit about Endeavor at a glance. The two things I really wanted to highlight is that we're 27,000 team members strong with 9 hospitals and over 300 sites of care. Next slide, please. So our footprint, if you wanted to look at this map, we do cover a pretty wide footprint in the Chicago area. We are as far north as Highland Park, and then as far southwest as Naperville. We do have a location in the city, which is a Swedish hospital. So you could take a look at where we're located on this map. In addition to that, we do, in addition to that, we do call ourselves the 3rd largest health system in the state as well. Next slide. So this is our commitment to excellence and setting a new standard for healthcare. This is just a slide that kind of shows the different awards that we have accomplished or received over the years. Next slide. Our community impact. The community connected care. Endeavor Health is committed to strengthening our community's health and well-being. Our community is complex and diverse with a range of health needs, from improving access to care for the medically underserved to investing in local organizations and initiatives. Our mission is to help everyone in our communities be their best. We are proud to be based in the communities we serve, where our patients, team members, and community partners call home. Our work begins with listening to fellow community members and gathering clinical and community data. What we learn guides our strategy, programs, and partnerships. To date, we have awarded over $10 million to 43 partners. Next slide. So finally, how to apply. So if you all wanted to either take a screenshot of this, but you can see all the opportunities that we have across all of our facilities. at www.endeavorhealth.org/careers.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for that presentation, Tricia. And with that, we'll go ahead and turn things over to the folks at the Healthcare Sector Center to cover again some of those wraparound services that are available to you folks on the call.
Okay. Good morning. This is Linda Williams, and we have Michelle McFarland on from the Healthcare Sector Center. Next slide. Okay, so our connection and partnership to Endeavor Health and you, the job seekers, the Sector Center promotes the workforce systems business services by delivering recruitment and retention services. And we meet the employer's need by offering recruiting, pre-screening, and matching job seekers such as yourselves with healthcare employer job opportunities. Next slide. Healthcare Sector Center, the partnership funds accredited healthcare training programs directed toward obtaining industry-recognized credentials in allied health occupations. The partnership directly engages healthcare employers in career pathway projects and provides funding to support work-based learning programs, such as on-the-job training for new hires. Next slide. WIOA programs and services. The Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, which is WIOA, the programs and services include, but not limited to, free services to WIOA participants, and some of those free services do include paying for work uniforms and shoes and gas cards and bus cards and travel to work, those type of services and more. And then career coaching, we offer job readiness training, on-the-job training, job placement assistance. And so in the slide here is the information for the WIOA orientation, which is the first, which is the entry point into the services that we offer. Next slide, please. Also, the Partnerships Level Up Program campaign. This is the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnerships has launched a public outreach campaign to increase awareness of the region's 10 American job centers. They're also called the AJCs, to local career seekers and employers. Next slide, please. So next steps. So start your conversation with recruiters about patient care technician positions today at each of the breakout rooms. They are assigned by hospital locations. So recruiters are open to scheduling PCT interviews. Additionally, stop by the sourcing breakout room for other Endeavor Health questions. And so again, as was mentioned in the previous presentation, you can go to the website and explore career opportunities and complete your PCT application. Apply online. Thank you. And so the next slide, this is information, contact information for myself. I am the business services consultant, special projects, and then Michelle McFarland. She is the deputy project manager of the Partnerships Healthcare Sector Center. Next slide. And then if you have any questions and additional information about the programs and services that were previously mentioned on the slides today, meet us in the breakout room, the Partnerships Healthcare Sector Center. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for that presentation, Linda. And just an FYI for some folks that might have joined a few minutes late, we are recording the session as well. So just know that we will be posting that information, this presentation, excuse me, on the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel within 48 hours of the conclusion of this event. You'll be able to review everything that was covered here today. And additionally, I also want to draw your attention to the chat as well. It looks like Kristen posted the QR code for current career opportunities as well. So please take a look at that if you haven't yet already. So without further ado, we want to devote as much time as we can to the breakout rooms portion of the event for you here today. So we're going to just go over a brief overview before we open those up. One thing we always like to start with here, as you can see on your screen, is If you do not have the most recent version of Zoom Client for Meetings downloaded, sometimes it can cause issues within the platform as far as being able to utilize all of Zoom's features and functionalities that are offered. When you joined here today, more than likely, if you had an outdated version of the software running, it would have given automatic updates before you joined the session. Just know we mentioned this in the event you're not able to access, again, the breakout rooms. It could be that you're running an outdated version of that Zoom client for meetings, in which case, if you need to hop off to download that, you can absolutely do so, and we will allow you re-entry back into the session. Right here is a pretty important slide as well, and we'll put this back up when the sessions actually go live. You can see here for participants, this is how you will be joining a breakout room session. Now, you won't see the breakout rooms icon in your toolbar right now because I have not opened the rooms as of yet, but once I do, that icon will appear in your toolbar. To join a room, you will click that breakout rooms icon. It should open up a window like you see in our second screenshot here. You will see the name for each room, again, broken down by region as the folks at Endeavor have already covered. All you'll need to do is click the join button, if you will, off to the right-hand side for the region or regional hospital that you would like to join. Click on that and you'll be redirected to that room. Now, if there are several hospitals that you would like to meet with, you can move between rooms by repeating the same process. So what you would do is just move your cursor. It'll bring up that toolbar for you. You'll click the breakout rooms icon. It will open up the window, and then you click the next room that you'd like to join, and you just repeat that process. Now, just a quick overview of what the session will look like. Again, we've got employer representatives or recruiters, if you will, on the line that will be in the rooms. We'll also have somebody floating between rooms to make sure that basic troubleshooting is able to be taken care of as well. At this point, we've got about 40 minutes or so that we can devote to the session. And then the last point that we want to go ahead and note here as well is that you'll be able to move freely throughout all those rooms once we open them up. Again, you can unmute yourselves and turn your cameras on once you enter those rooms. Our final slide here before we open those up, just a few ground rules that we always like to mention. First one, just be mindful of the amount of time you're taking when interacting with a recruiter. Once you've asked your question, receive your response, please make sure to remute yourself and allow other job seekers the same opportunity. If there's other folks in the room with you, again, feel free to turn your video and camera on. Just keep things respectful and professional. If for whatever reason somebody opts to be disruptive, we can place them permanently on mute after a verbal warning by the staff. Again, if this is not heeded, we can also permanently place folks on mute if need be. Last point here that we'll make before we kick things off. If after being placed permanently on mute, you continue to cause further disruption, unfortunately, you can be removed from the session if need be. We've never had that issue before, and I'm not anticipating that we'll have that issue today as well. Just please be aware that that is something that we do have the capability to do if need be. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and move back to this right here. And again, we will have 40 minutes that we'll devote to our rooms here today. There will be a countdown timer in the upper right-hand corner of your screen that'll let you know how much time we have left in the session. Additionally, I have also set a countdown timer for 60 seconds as well. So what that means is once we've gotten to that 40th minute, a 60-second countdown timer will flash on screen, letting you know that you've got a minute essentially to wrap up any conversations that are still taking place. Once that 60 seconds has elapsed, we'll come back into the main room here to close things out and let you guys know what next steps will be as well. One final thing here that I want to note is if for whatever reason you're having issues joining a breakout room, don't fret. You can always message me in the chat. I will be here on standby. I can manually assign you to a room if need be. So with that, we'll go ahead and name the rooms that we do have here today. So we've got Edward and Elmhurst hospitals on the line. We've got North Shore, Evanston, excuse me. North Shore Skokie, Swedish Hospital, Northwest Community. We've also got our sourcing team on the line for any general questions that you have. And then we've also got 2 folks from our Healthcare Sector Center on the line as well, if you're interested in further wraparound services as we spoke of prior. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this off. And those rooms are open now. You should be able to follow the instructions you see on screen to be able to select a room and move to a room. I'll keep those here for you guys as well.
Thank you, sir.
And for anybody that might have joined a little bit late, just letting you know, we have breakout rooms currently open with all of our recruiters that we have on the line here today. You'll want to follow the instructions you see on your screen to join a room. So you'll click on that breakout rooms icon that you see there. It should open up a window for you. You'll see the option to join off to the right-hand side, and you'll click on that to join a room. Just a reminder, if you are having issues joining a room, please let me know, and I can get you manually sent to a room if need be. Feel free to message me in the chat, and I will get you there. And Steve, saw your message. I am sending you to the room right now. Give me one moment. And you'll just want to make sure to accept the prompt once I get you sent there. All right. You should have received it. And again, for anybody else that is needing sent to a room, feel free to message me in the chat and we'll get you sent there. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. I think we have all the folks back in from the breakout room. So thank you all for joining today. Just a few things that we want to note here before we wrap things up. Again, as I stated in the introduction, we did record the session, so this will be up on the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel within 48 hours of the conclusion of this event for you to access and review. Additionally, when you registered for the event, of course, we captured all of that information to our registration platform, so we will be sharing that to the Healthcare Sector Center folks, as well as all of our recruiters from Endeavor Health. And with that, thank you all for joining us today. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you in another session soon. Take care, everyone.